We all knew that the NDP leader had sold out the people and signed on to a costly coalition with this carbon tax prime minister to tax people's food, punish their work, double their housing costs, and unleash crime in their communities. But he claimed that he had torn up the carbon tax coalition so that Winnipeggers would not fire him in a by-election. But as soon as the votes were counted, he betrayed them too and taped back together this carbon tax coalition. How can anyone ever believe what he says again?
The chair is in a very uncomfortable situation here. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The NDP leader was terrified he was going to lose a by-election in Winnipeg, a NDP stronghold. So he put out a Hollywood production where he claimed he had torn up the carbon tax coalition onto which he had signed up, that he was going to stop fighting for his pension and start fighting for the people. But once the votes were counted, he betrayed them again. He is a fake, a phony, and a fraud. How can anyone ever believe what this sellout NDP leader says in the future?
Colleagues, order. Colleagues, there are some long-standing traditions of this House which we should endeavour to respect. It is important that we ask questions in question period to make government accountable to the people of Canada. The questions, by their very nature, should be pointed, should be tough, should be specific, and the answers should also be clear. But colleagues, for this to work, we also have to make sure that we work within the rules that we have. There were some important questions which were asked, but were not related to the administration of the government. And therefore, there weren't responses to that. And it is important to make sure that we do that. We have so many other tools available to us as members to make the comments that we need to make outside of question period, to comment about how we want to do. Now, while the microphone was off, there were, I would suspect, although the chair didn't hear that, there might have been some strong words which were exchanged between members. I ask members to please remember that Canadians are looking at us. And let us conduct ourselves in a way really befitting of each of our constituencies and the country as a whole. So, avec cela, on va passer à la prochaine question de l'honorable député de...
The Canadian Medical Association is worried about privatization in our healthcare system. They're worried about the real impacts of a dangerous shortage of frontline healthcare workers, family medicine, family healthcare workers. They're worried about specialist shortages, nurse shortages. The Conservatives want to make people pay to receive healthcare, and the Liberals are too weak to stop them. Why the Liberals letting Conservatives force people to pay out of pocket to receive healthcare?
Again, I'm just going to ask members, please, not to take the floor unless they are recognized by the Speaker to do so. I know some members would like me to make a more specific intervention. Unfortunately, from the chair, I cannot see who's making that intervention. But I will ask members, please, to not speak when they're not recognized. The Honourable Minister of Health.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And working together, we've been able to make incredible progress in our health system. bilateral agreement signed with every province and every territory based on cooperation, $200 billion. And with the NDP, when they were interested in working with us, we were able to do things like dental care with 650,000 people already getting care. We're able to do things like pharmacare. But unfortunately, the NDP has made a choice. They've decided to give in to a bully who's using playbook that comes from a movie like Mean Girls, rather than stand up and fight for our healthcare system and work collaboratively, Mr.
It's Canadian seniors who are cutting back because of this government's cost of living crisis. They're cutting back on food and home heating because of the carbon tax and inflation that this government caused. But let's go back to the NDP leader. He had a really dramatic show this summer where he pretended to rip up the agreement, but then would never commit to actually voting non-confidence and giving Canadians the carbon tax election they so desperately want. It was all just a show. So simple question, during all those meetings with the Prime Minister and the leader of the NDP, was the Prime Minister just giving him acting lessons?
Very interesting to hear my friend from Regina Capel, who was around in those days. In fact, he was sitting right where you're sitting, Mr. Speaker, when Prime Minister Harper went to Davos. Yes, Davos. For a reminder for some of you in the back, that's the World Economic Forum. And he went there to do what? To tell Canadian seniors that their retirement age was moving to 67 from 65. How dare the member from Regina Capel stand in this House and talk to us about pensions, Mr. Speaker?
This is what saving the furniture looks like.
I could have sworn that yesterday was Wednesday.